go again. So, crack the piston. Again, this is probably third set of pistons I crack. But every time I crack a piston, I learn something from it. So, I was already building another motor for this truck with a forged crank, D-lipped Molly pistons, what else? Aftermarket harmonic balancer. I had already been building another motor on a stand. I wasn't planning on putting it in just yet because it's expensive, but seems like the truck had other plans, and this is my only means of working. So let's start it up and let's look at what we got here. All right. So here's the thing with these LMLs, right? I don't think it's so much that the pistons that came in the Duramax in 2011 to I think 16 or 19, something like that. I don't think they were so much that bad, but they don't have an EGT monitor in this truck, and that's where I fucked up. So come over here. This is what we got going in here now. We have an EGT monitor that's going to hook up to the edge. What happened when this cracked? I was on the phone. That's why I fucked up. I usually never do over 65, 67 miles an hour, especially when I'm pulling a load. I was pulling 4 cars, and I was on a hilly terrain going to Pensacola, had a cruise control set. I was doing like 70 miles an hour, wasn't really paying attention. All of a sudden, truck started shaking, started smoking. I knew instantly. I was like, fuck, I just cracked a piston. So from now on, I'm going to monitor my EGTs, not going to let them get into the 1300 range for more than a second when I get this other motor in. Yeah, I just got to monitor those EGTs, man. I mean, that's what it'll probably crack forged pistons, you know what I mean? If it gets too hot coming out of your exhaust gas temperatures get too hot, you're going to end up tearing something up, and that's exactly what just happened to me for like the 4th or 5th time. But I didn't break a crank, which I've had happen, which is why I got the Cali's forged crank. Hopefully these D-lip pistons will hold up. So we got the heads done. Got the heads surfaced, cleaned, hot tanked, all that good stuff. We're going to, I don't remember if this is the passenger side or the driver's side, but anyway, we're going to drill into the passenger side, the EGT probe. Decided to paint some parts. Now, mind you, this is all from my other engine that I had and I'm building, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on. We got a PPE oil pan. So hopefully this works out. It's a lot of work. I'm about to start pulling the front of the truck off. Never pulled a diesel motor before, so I'm scared to death. But I gotta work. And the only reason I'm not taking it to the shop for the 6th time is because I can't be out of work for 6 months behind the engine swap. You know what I mean? Every time this truck goes in the shop, I think the least amount of time it's been in there was like 6 weeks or something like that. So I got to do it myself. I can have it done in probably 3 days. I'm not going to be taking breaks and going to fuck off, and I got to take shit, and I got to eat lunch and all that shit. I'm going to jump on it, and I'm not coming off of it till it's running. So stay with me. The block should be done tomorrow. They're balancing the crank right now, and I'll film that in a second, show you what that looks like when I get it on the stand. But I'm about to pull the front end off. Stay tuned. Just got back from Ford Speed Racing. Got the motor back, the LML. Got it bored 30 over. Molly pistons. They're supposed to handle 1,000 horsepower. D-lipped. Got the Cali's crank in there with the key notch in it. Also have the aftermarket harmonic balancer. I got to get that out the car. But we got to, I have got the heads done over here. So all of this stuff is going to be on this motor. We also got an ETG probe, so we can monitor the EGTs, because I think that's what blew the piston. That's what cracked the piston before my EGTs got too high. So we got to do that. And also we're going to change the valve in this CP4. So let me talk about this for a second. A lot of people online talk about how bad the CP4s are, and when they grenade, they tear up your whole fuel system, and it's like 10 or 11 grand. If you get a different monitoring valve, right? So this one's clean. There's one little piece of metal in there. I've never had a problem with a CP4. All my CP4s have 400,000 miles plus on them. Where's my valve at? Okay. So here's the aftermarket valve. I paid $70 for this on Amazon. And look at the difference with this one. So the screen on this one catches 25 thousandths of a micron or something. The screen on this one is 80 thousandths of a micron, which is factory. So whenever your CP4 grenades, all that shit gets right past this, tears up your injectors, you know, and everything else after that. This thing supposedly is supposed to stop all that. So if this thing grenades, hopefully I'll just have to change this, maybe a couple fuel lines, and be done. I won't have to have any injector issues. So anyway, we're gonna get this motor together. I'm scared as hell. I've never pulled a diesel motor before in my life. This is my first time. And so I'm gonna keep this one over here, and so I can remember where everything goes. I can just mirror it, and I'm just gonna put it together side by side. So stay tuned. See how it turns out for me. All right, so finally got the motor back in. I had to do it twice because I put the motor in the truck and oil was pouring out the rear main seal after we got it running. So we had to pull the motor back out of the truck, which was a nightmare. I almost gave up. I was like, fuck it, I ain't doing this no more. I almost just went and looked for a job. Anyway, Crystal talked me into it, put the motor back in the truck. As you can hear, I'm sick, but we're gonna start it up for the first time. And
How many days did it take?
took us 5 days, 6.
5.5.
Well, it would have been 4.
From start to finish.
Yeah, it would have been 4 if the fucking oil seal wasn't leaking. Anyway, let me crank it up.
Oh.
Seems okay. I don't see any leaks or anything. I'm gonna get on there and look some more, but this is not something I ever do again. Not something I ever want to do again. I don't advise anybody to do it. Just take it to a shop and leave it there for fucking 3 years so you can get it done. This shit was a pain to have. But anyway, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and I appreciate the love. Y'all take care.